There's a version of you that never started. Not because you didn't have the idea, not because you lacked the time, the money, the connection, or the skill. You had enough of all of those. Maybe not perfectly, but enough. And still, you didn't start. I want to talk about that. Not about productivity systems or morning routines. Not about compound interest or asset allocation. I want to talk about the thing underneath all of that. The thing that runs so quietly you've mistaken it for wisdom. You think you fear failure. You don't. You fear being seen trying. Rodrigo has a Notion page he's opened 41 times in the last 2 years. I'm not guessing that number. I know it because I've spoken to hundreds of men like him. Men who are, by every external metric, doing fine. Rodrigo is 34. He's a federal analyst. His salary hits his account on the 5th of every month like a heartbeat that never misses. He has a wife who loves him, a daughter who is learning to read, and a car that starts when he turns the key. He also has 41 drafts of a project he has never shown anyone. A financial education platform, he calls it. Simple content, he says. Nothing revolutionary. Just what I wish I'd known at 22. He's rewritten the About page 7 times. He spent 3 weeks designing a logo he later deleted. He once watched 14 hours of tutorial videos on how to build a course platform, and then didn't build the course. Every time I ask men like Rodrigo why they stopped, they give me the same answer, rephrased in different ways. The timing isn't right. I need to know more before I launch. I don't want to put something out there that isn't good enough. All of those sentences, if you read them carefully, say the same thing. I don't want people to see me try and watch me fall. And here is where I need to slow down. Because what I'm about to say is not a motivational reframe. It is not a call to action. It is a diagnosis. The psychologist Carol Dweck spent decades studying what she called the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. But buried underneath her research, in a finding that gets far less attention than the headline, is something darker. She discovered that people with a fixed mindset don't just fear failure, they fear effort itself. Because in a fixed mindset, trying hard and still failing is the worst possible outcome. It means you are exposed. It means the ceiling has been found. It means everyone can now see that this is as far as you go. Rodrigo doesn't fear building a bad platform. He fears that if he builds one, pours himself into it, and it fails, he will have proven something about himself he cannot take back. And here's the part that makes it insidious. He has a job that makes this fear unnecessary to confront. Every morning, Rodrigo leaves for the office, and the world confirms, you are competent, you are stable, you are responsible. The salary says so, the title says so, the pension plan says so. The Notion page never opens. And Tuesday becomes Wednesday, becomes the 3rd year of the same idea in the same draft on the same untouched screen. I know that feeling. I know what it's like to sit in front of something you care about and feel the urge to do anything else. Check the email, refill the glass of water, reorganize the tab, open YouTube to research one more thing that doesn't need researching. The mind will generate 1,000 reasons to move away from the thing that matters. And every single one of those reasons will feel like logic. They'll feel like responsibility. They'll feel like patience and discernment and professionalism. They are not. They are fear wearing a suit. There's a name for what's happening to Rodrigo. I call it the glass reputation. Not a glass ceiling. You've heard that one. A glass reputation. A self-image so fragile, so carefully maintained, that the only way to protect it is to never put it in a room where it could be broken. The glass reputation is not built out of arrogance. It's built out of years of conditional approval. The grade that made your parents proud. The exam that unlocked the career. The title that made the family breathe easier. The promotion that meant, finally, you had arrived. Somewhere along that path, you stopped being a person who does things and became a person who has things. A person who has a stable job, has a pension, has a title, has a future secured. And a person who has things does not risk them by trying things that might not work. The glass reputation doesn't announce itself. It doesn't wake you up and say, I am your prison. It whispers, not yet. Wait until you're ready. You have too much to lose. And you believe it. Because it sounds responsible. Now I want to develop this with you. Not as a lecture, but as a map. Because once you can see the structure of the glass reputation, you can't unsee it. And that visibility is the first crack. Layer 1, the identity investment. Psychologists have a term called ego investment. The degree to which your sense of self-worth is tied to a particular identity or outcome. The higher the ego investment, the more threatening any form of failure becomes. For most men in stable careers, civil servants, military officers, long-term employees, the ego investment in their professional identity is enormous, because that identity didn't come cheap. It cost years of study, sacrifice, stress, delayed gratification. You passed an exam that thousands failed. You wore that difficulty as a badge. And now, that badge is the core of who you are. Try something new, fail publicly, and it's not just the project that fails. It's the story you've been telling about yourself since you were 20. I'm the guy who works hard and delivers. I don't fail at things I commit to. The moment you put something out in the world, a course, a channel, a business, a book, you are no longer protected by that story, because the story only holds where you've been tested and won. New territory means new vulnerability. New vulnerability means the badge can be questioned. So you stay in the territory where you've already won. The office, the exam, the routine that confirms what you already know about yourself. And the Notion page stays at 41 visits. Ask yourself honestly, is your caution protecting your future or protecting a story you wrote about yourself 15 years ago? Layer 2, the audience in your head. Here is something most people never examine. When you imagine failing, who exactly is watching? Take 30 seconds. Seriously. Close your eyes if you need to. Picture yourself launching that project. It flops. Nobody subscribes, nobody buys, nobody cares. The numbers are embarrassing. Now, who are you most afraid to face? For most men, the answer is specific. It's not the market. It's not strangers on the internet. It's a brother-in-law, a colleague, a father, a group chat, an ex-classmate who seems to be doing well. The fear is not abstract. It is social, and it is ancient. Humans evolved in small tribes where social exclusion was a death sentence. The brain still runs that software. Being laughed at, dismissed, or pitied by your group triggered the same neurological alarm as physical danger. Your nervous system cannot distinguish between a negative comment on a YouTube video and a threat to your survival. It responds the same way. This is why shame is more paralyzing than failure. Failure is private. Shame is witnessed. And the glass reputation exists precisely to prevent the experience of public shame. The question isn't whether you can handle failure. The question is, whose opinion are you still trying to control? Layer 3, the comfort of almost. There is a particular form of self-deception that is very specific to intelligent, capable people. I call it the comfort of almost. Almost starting is not the same as not starting, but it feels better. It preserves the identity. You are not someone who never tried. You are someone who is about to try, who is preparing to try, who is taking the project seriously by not rushing it. The Notion page, the course outline, the business plan in the Notes app, the domain you bought and never built. These are not steps toward the project. They are substitutes for it. They provide the psychological reward of progress without the social risk of visibility. And this is the trap. They feel productive. They feel like momentum. They are, in fact, a very sophisticated form of staying still. Robert Keegan, a developmental psychologist at Harvard, wrote about what he called immunity to change, the invisible system of competing commitments that keeps intelligent, motivated people from doing the things they say they want to do. He found that most people have a hidden commitment that directly contradicts their stated goal. The man who says he wants to build something on the side has a competing hidden commitment, to not be seen as someone who tried and failed. The almost behavior is the behavioral expression of that hidden commitment. It lets you stay in motion without ever arriving. At what point does your preparation become your procrastination? Layer 4, the cost that doesn't show up on the statement. I want to talk about money for a moment. Not in the way financial channels usually do. Not spreadsheets, not percentages, not compound interest tables. I want to talk about the money you will never make because of the version of you that never started. This is a number no one calculates, because it doesn't appear on any bank statement. Your account doesn't show a line item called revenue from suppressed potential, $0. The loss is invisible, and invisible losses don't trigger pain, but they accumulate. Every year you don't build the side project is a year of zero revenue from it. Every year of zero revenue is a year of zero reinvestment. Every year of zero reinvestment is a year of widening gap between where you are and where a slightly braver version of you would be. Compound interest is not only about money, it's about decisions, about visibility, about reputation built in public, about skills developed under pressure, about the network that forms around people who do things, not people who think about things. The man who launched his imperfect platform 3 years ago and iterated on it has 3 years of data, audience, feedback, and income that you do not have. He is not smarter than you. He is not more talented. He is not better positioned. He just made one decision that you didn't. He chose to be seen. What is the real cost of another year of almost? Layer 5, the stability paradox. Here is the final layer, and it's the one that will either liberate you or make you close this video. The stability you're protecting is the only thing that could fund your escape from it, if you used it correctly. Most men in stable employment treat their security as a reason to wait. The pension is coming. The increment is coming. The next level is coming. They use stability as a destination when it was always meant to be a launch pad. The civil servant who invests his first surplus into income-producing assets in year 1 retires with a different life than the one who starts in year 15. Not because of some exotic strategy, because of time, because of the gap between starting and not starting. But here's what no one says. The financial strategy is almost irrelevant if the psychological architecture underneath it hasn't been addressed. You can know exactly how to invest. You can have the spreadsheet, the fund, the plan, and still do nothing. Because doing nothing is not a financial decision. It's an identity decision. The glass reputation won't let you start the investment that might fail, won't let you build the platform that might flop, won't let you put your name on something that the world might ignore. And so the stable salary funds a stable life that looks fine from the outside and feels like a slow suffocation from the inside. But there is something else I need to say before we go further. There's a tool that makes this visible in a way that most people have never experienced. Because the hardest part isn't understanding the pattern intellectually. It's feeling the real cost of it emotionally. Numbers on a page don't do that. A general sense of I should start doesn't do that. That's why we built the Free Your Mind Kit. It's not a course. It's not a monthly subscription. It's 3 tools that address 3 different layers of this problem. The first is the ebook, The 5 Patterns That Keep You Stuck. 35 pages of psychological and financial diagnosis, written not for academics, but for men who are smart enough to see the pattern, but haven't had a name for it yet. It doesn't tell you what to do. It shows you what you're already doing and why. The second is the Cost of Stability Calculator, an interactive tool that takes your specific numbers and shows you what inaction is actually costing you. Not in abstract percentages, in concrete years, in real asset gaps, in the actual distance between the version of you who started and the version who didn't. When you see your own numbers in that calculator, something changes, because now the invisible loss has a price tag. The third is the Free Your Mind Kit audio series. 3 tracks, 21 days, 7 to 12 minutes each. Designed to be heard when you wake up or before you sleep, when your defenses are lowest and the mind is most receptive. They don't teach, they work. 1 track on identity, 1 on value, 1 on action. Because knowing the pattern is not enough. You have to rebuild the identity beneath the behavior. The ebook creates intellectual awareness. The calculator creates emotional reality. The audios rebuild the architecture. All 3 together. Lifetime access. No subscription. No upsell. The link is in the description when you're ready. Now, let's talk about the moment everything can fall apart. Because there is something most people do at this exact point in the process. And it's where the glass reputation makes its final move. My pension is almost guaranteed. I'm just 3 years from the next promotion. My situation is different. I have dependents. I'll start when the kids are older. I've heard every version of this sentence. And I want to be honest with you about what these sentences actually are. They are not reasons. They are negotiations. The glass reputation negotiating with you, offering concessions, promising that the risk isn't worth it, that your situation is unique, that the analysis doesn't apply here in your case, with your specific set of variables. And the most dangerous part, every single one of those arguments is partially true. Your situation is specific. Your dependents are real. The promotion is coming. The pension will matter. None of that is wrong. What is wrong is the conclusion you draw from it. Because the men who build something alongside their stability don't abandon those things. They use them. The pension becomes the safety net that allows them to take calculated risks. The stable salary becomes the capital that funds the investment. The dependents become the reason, not the excuse. The difference is not circumstantial, it is psychological. One man looks at his stability and says, "I have something to lose." Another looks at the same stability and says, "I have something to work from." Same job, same salary, same pension, completely different trajectory. And the years, let's talk about the years. You are 34, or 38, or 42, and you have been telling yourself the same story for 3, 5, 7 years. The project that never launched, the investment account that never opened, the version of yourself you have been promising to become after the timing gets better. Timing never gets better. Life fills every available space with urgency. There will always be a reason to wait. The question is not when will it be convenient. The question is, how many Sundays are you willing to trade for the comfort of not being seen? Because that's what this costs. Not money, not yet. It costs Sundays. It costs the hours between 10 p.m. and midnight when the house is quiet and you have 30 minutes to either watch something or build something. It costs the version of you at 50 who looks back at 43 and understands, with a clarity that younger men can't access, exactly what those 30 minutes would have compounded into. The version of you who never starts doesn't arrive in drama. He arrives in the ordinary accumulation of small decisions that each seemed reasonable in isolation. He arrives in Notion pages opened 41 times and closed unchanged. Rodrigo opened the page for the 42nd time on a Tuesday in March. He didn't redesign the logo. He didn't rewrite the About page. He didn't research the platform or watch another tutorial. He recorded a 4-minute video, phone propped against a glass of water, no lighting setup, no script, no editing software. He posted it at 11:47 p.m. 12 people watched it. 3 of them were family members who didn't comment. One stranger left a single word in the comments, "Finally." Rodrigo didn't sleep well that night. He lay in the dark and felt something he hadn't expected. Not pride, not excitement. Relief. Not because the video was good, it wasn't. Not because anyone important had seen it, they hadn't. But because the glass reputation had held the room hostage for 3 years, and he had finally stopped paying the ransom. That's the transformation that no spreadsheet captures. The moment you stop performing competence and start practicing it. The moment stability shifts from being what you hide behind to what you build from. Rodrigo still has his federal job. His salary still hits on the 5th. The pension is still coming. But now he has something the pension doesn't give you. Evidence that he is someone who does things. And that evidence compounds in ways that asset allocation never will. If something in this video landed, I want to ask you to do one thing. Not subscribe, not share, not buy anything. Go to the comments and write one word. The word that describes the version of you that has been waiting. The one who knows exactly what he should do and keeps finding reasons not to. Give him a name, or give him an adjective, or give him the name of the project that's been sitting in your Notion for longer than you want to admit. The Mind of Value community is built for exactly this conversation. Not tips, not hacks, not motivation. A different way of thinking about money, identity, and what it costs to live a life designed by default. If you're not subscribed yet, the reason to change that isn't the content. It's the conversation beneath the content. You don't fear failure. You fear being seen. Start being seen.